that the DOJ wanted to jail Devin Archer ahead of today's comments.
Yeah, there's some question about who's telling the truth.
Yeah,
Right,
so it's like
for that. So this Devin Archer, he's already been convicted, right? About something from back in 2018.
yes,
What was the?
it's like a land deal or something of that nature.
Okay. Yes, but he is not. There have been appeals. There's still been some legal wranglings. So he has not actually spent any time in prison for that.
Correct.
So the question was the DOJ pressuring him, intimidating him by saying, well, now you got to go to prison the day before he was supposed to talk to
Right.
Republican.
And to answer your question, Archer was convicted over a conspiracy to defraud a Native American tribe in 2018.
Okay. So
He was going to He was going to do what?
He was conspiring to defraud a Native American tribe, take money
How
from
do you do that?
I don't know what the.
$60 million in tribal bonds, according to the Department of Justice. He was bilking them for money.
So he's no angel.
No.
And by the way, Devin Archer is, if that's not the fictional name of a super spy in the upcoming, James Bond movies, I don't know what is.
Mission Impossible Part 2, Dead
That's a very
Reckoning.
cool name, but he's no angel. So he's been convicted of fraud. But at the same time, he has firsthand knowledge, this is not hearsay, firsthand knowledge of the corruption within the Biden administration and Biden family, if you believe his testimony.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens today. We should know a lot by noon, right?
Yes, well, hopefully. But,
They're meeting now?
right,
He's
and
speaking?
that's the thing. Like, the American people deserve to know. It should be public. The media should work together. Democrats should be there so we don't have to rely on the people that don't like Joe Biden to come out and say, this is what he said. Just make it public.
As I've said before, and you kind of referenced this a few minutes ago, Ed, we could save ourselves in America a lot of arguing, a lot of heart racing comments, a lot of anger. We could just become a lot more calm if we would just all agree to answer the last question first on issues. For example, just have the Democratic leadership, and this could apply to Republicans too, and I'll explain. Just say, somebody you're about to get into a discussion of the facts or what happened in a situation politically. For example, if you say, well, Hunter Biden made millions and millions of dollars off the influence of his dad, the vice president. His dad did some things while he was VP to help him.
Right.
Okay. If you were to say that, and the Democrats would say, yes, that's true, but we don't care. Okay. Just say that.
Yeah.
Start with, and then we don't have to argue and shout and get into discussions about the facts of the matter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just say, I don't give a rip. I'm still voting for Biden, or I still support the Democrats, so that doesn't matter. You can say the same thing about Republicans. Okay?
Yeah.
Listen, the situation, I'm not suggesting this is illegal, okay, what I'm about to talk about. But Kellyanne Conway mentioned a couple of months ago on TV, Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of President Trump. When they left the White House, he suddenly got a $2 billion investment from the Saudis into one of his companies. Okay? So Democrats could say, well, that's influence peddling.
Right.
Well, now, again, I'm not suggesting that's illegal.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jared Kushner had a friendship with the Saudis. I mean, he did in his official capacity,
Right.
with former President Trump. I'm just saying, if you said, well, we should investigate that, then Republicans could say, listen, you can investigate it till the cows come home, but I don't care.
Right.
Because I'm still going to vote Republican. It doesn't matter. So, you see how I'm saying, then we could save ourselves a whole lot of, and maybe you wouldn't have a need for 24-hour news channels any longer, because we could just all agree that it doesn't matter
whatever you report,
whatever your team does, if it's not as bad as what the other guy's doing.
Or I'm not saying that's a bad idea. Let me toss this in too. How about in addition to that, we have a non-political Department of Justice who investigates both political parties, the corruption of both political parties equally, and a news media that is actually a watchdog on behalf of the truth and doesn't shill for one side or the other. In other words, you don't cover when your side of the political aisle does something wrong. And if the laws apply to everybody, no matter who you were, and if the news media would do its job and cover to get to the truth and hold government accountable, whichever political party is in the wrong, it would also ratchet down the temperature. And we're not talking literally, we're just talking the political temperature in the room. But we've fallen a long way from any of those things.
Right. You're listening to today's issues on American Family Radio. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, while the Republicans want to hear from Mr. Archer, the Biden-Harris administration is speaking out against what Republicans are doing to migrants crossing the southern border. Case in point, I've got Vice President Harris here talking about the mistreatment of migrants and the fact that many Republican governors are busing or flying them to other parts of the country. And this is going to be followed by an Arizona sheriff by the name of Mark Lamb. Clip 8.
Human beings should not be treated as pawns in a political game. What is happening in terms of sending these migrants, most of whom have fled great harm, and sending them across the country for the sake of some political showmanship, it's just irresponsible.
Well, first of all, what's irresponsible is not closing the border. That's her job. That's the first irresponsible part. The second irresponsible part is these governors from Arizona, Texas, yeah, they're busing people. What are they supposed to do with them? But also, for every bus they send, there's probably 10 to 20 buses that the U.S. government sends to different places. A lot of red states, you don't hear them complaining. And they're also bringing them right here to New York and other places like Chicago. So it's not just the governors, it's actually their government as well.
Talk about political showmanship. What a ridiculous thing the vice president just said. First of all, who was that, the voice that followed up Kamala Harris?
That was
Arizona Sheriff
Mark Lamb.
Okay.
And I'm posting the link.
So what the sheriff was saying is absolutely true. The Biden administration was sending illegal immigrants all over the country, sometimes in the middle of the night, without informing Republican governors they were going to their state. And so when blue states get the same business, okay, with these being bused illegal immigrants to their state, now all of a sudden they're complaining. And let me just throw in also, so that Vice President Kamala Harris, if she's listening to our show, okay, these border state governors are simply sending illegal immigrants to the cities and the states that wanted them. They said, we are sanctuary cities.
Right.
We're sanctuary states.
We welcome everybody.
We welcome them. And so that's what the border states were doing.
Plus, these folks who are coming here illegally and getting on these forms of transportation, be they planes or trains or automobiles,
Beat me to it.
they're not being compelled.
Right.
They're not being zip tied with their hands behind their back saying, get on there, you're going to New York.
Right.
They know where they're going. They
Yeah.
want to go. They sign, whatever the paper
Release, yeah.
Release to, and in fact, Florida showed the releases that, remember when DeSantis sent them to Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah.
They wanted to go to Martha's Vineyard.
Who wouldn't?
I hear he's nice.
A free trip.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica Peck, host of the Dr. Nurse Mama Show, the home of happy parents and healthy teens on AFR.net. I serve as your expert guide to engage, equip, encourage, and empower you to navigate life's toughest issues with your teens. We explore health impacts and home strategies to create a safe space in an unsafe world. The Dr. Nurse
Ocean.
Wow.
Your great-grandmother did her part, too.
Was she on a ship?
Oh, no. She stayed back home. She and a lot of her friends worked really hard in a factory because the men had gone off to war. And they held scrap metal drives to help in the war effort. The folks back home were heroes, too.
Here at the American Family Association, we consider you the heroes back home. As you fulfill your responsibility of caring for your family day to day, your partnership with us is crucial as we fight the enemies of freedom in America. Thank you for your commitment to the American Family Association.
Grandpa, what's a scrap metal drive?
Let's get some cookies, and I'll tell you all about it.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
My goal as a teacher is to impart knowledge and then be able then for them to take it and turn it into wisdom. As we teach, I think, okay, 5 years down the road, how will the material that I am teaching them really affect their lives and their careers?
Hi, Todd Starnes here. Truett offers biblically centered degree programs. Check out truett.edu/Starnes. School board members in Peoria, Arizona have been stirring up controversy by referencing Bible verses during recent meetings. Board member Heather Rooks drew the ire of a Wisconsin-based group of atheists after she read several Bible verses verbatim. That your faith might not rest in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. That was the verse that seemed to set off the godless heathens. The Freedom from Religion Foundation threatened to sue the school district unless they stop. They say it's okay for board members to be Christians, but they just can't bring their faith into the school board meetings. The school district agreed to do the bidding of the atheist group and sent board member Rooks a letter directing her to stop reading from the good book. Rooks said she would comply with the cease and desist letter until she heard back from her attorneys. You can read more about this story and get a copy of my latest book, Culture Jihad, at ToddStarnes.com.
The Lord looks down from heaven on all mankind to see if there are any who understand, any who seek God. Psalm 14, verse 2.
American Family Radio. This is today's issues. Email your comments to comments@afr.net. Past broadcasts of today's issues are available for listening and viewing in the archive at afr.net. Now, back to more of today's issues.
Hey, welcome back to the radio program, Today's Issues on the American Family Radio Network. I'm Tim with Ed and Chris. Ed, you want to tell folks how they can, alternative ways they can listen to this show or the AFR network?
Okay, you're talking about audio or video? You're talking about the video stream?
I don't care, Ed.
Okay, all right. Well, I will rapidly, folks, go through all your options. If you want to watch the live stream video of this program, you have two choices. You can go to Facebook, yes, as millions do, and search for Today's Issues and click through. You can watch the video stream there. Or you can go to our own streaming platform and join the 21st century and the righteous brigades of people who watch on our streaming platform, streaming.afa.net, streaming.afa.net. If you'd like alternative ways to listen to this program, if you're traveling, for example, you can, of course, stream the audio live on afr.net. Or if you'd like to get the app, just get the app for your cell phone or